Uh, I would just like to repeat a few things. My name is Kislay Pankaj, and I'm a 2013 pass out. And currently, I'm working at Aether Energy, designing some products for a division of Aether called Charging Infrastructure. I am a native of a small town called Veerpur, which is in Bihar. It's a beautiful town where you can see the snow-capped mountains of Himalayas in the winter time. And also, if you're lucky, you can see sometimes the Everest. I'm highly honored to be here, back here after 3 years, and in the presence of all the dignitaries, students, and parents. Dr. Jain, our director, sir, here. Thanks for having me here. Nisarg, my friend, and the chief guest, Mr. Maheshwar S. Sahu. I'm delighted to be here among all you and inspire you, all you guys, for your future at IIT Gandhinagar. Without further ado, I would like to ask you, why am I here? A student who just passed out 3 years ago and is here to inspire you. I'm not here because I did all things in life every time right in and out of college. Absolutely not. I am here because I think I did most of the things wrong in my life, but a few things very right at the right moment. You see, life is not just about a few successes or a few failures. Much like a recipe, it's incomplete without a pinch of salt and a pinch of sugar or a pinch of even chili. You got to mix each and everything to make a perfect taste and give a perfect ingredient. Hence, without calling it a sum of successes and failure, I would call it a sum of experiences. And today I am here to share a few of these experiences with you. I remember the day when my 10th class result was out. It was a fabulous result. I was happy, my family was happy. But then suddenly I get a call from my dad and he says, hey, you didn't score that well in mathematics. My marks was just 90. I remember the day I got my 12th result and it was good too. I was happy and my family was happy. But again I got a call from my dad that, hey, you could have done better. But I remember the day when my JA results came out. I wasn't too happy with my rank. But that day I got a call from my dad and he says, his son, after today, people won't call you my son, but they will call me your father. So that was a very proud day for me. And today that same moment is for all of you guys here. You have made your families and everybody around you proud. So I would request you all to soak in the happiness, the feeling of success for some time. For today, maybe tomorrow. And nobody cares about what you did in the past once you are in the campus. Once you are in the campus, everybody is an IITian here. What people care about is your 4 years and how you spend it in here. My second experience is some months down the line, it was my birthday. And like some months down the line since I joined college. It was my birthday and I was to get my results. My birthday falls in December and most of the semester results are out also in December. So I was expecting the results of 3 courses and unfortunately I got fail grades in all 3 of them. In the evening, I cried like a baby. I didn't know what to do in my life. With a sunken heart, I went to Raghavan sir, who was mentoring me at that time, and surrendered my whole self to him. He said to me, Kislay, you are the luckiest person in campus right now. And that made me feel laugh, like am I the luckiest person in campus? I failed 3 grades and probably my degree would extend to 5th year. He said, you are at the rock bottom of your life and from now on there is only going up. And so people who have good grades or everything in life, I didn't have anything to lose. People have many choices at different times of, like, people who have everything have many choices to make, but at that point of my life, the choice is very simple for me. Just do better and just go up. And 3 months of hard work under him and a little bit of project, and I published a research paper at Urbana-Champaign, University of Urbana-Champaign in US, and also cleared all my courses. My third experience is about a day when I was negotiating a very crucial deal with a vendor back at my work, and suddenly I could not calculate 16 into 7. Now see, for an IITian, it's very difficult feeling to not be able to calculate 16 into 7. It's such a simple thing. We all learn it since our childhood. But since your time through IIT, you will be using calculators and you will depend so much on technology that there will be a time when you will feel that you have become so dumb in terms of mathematical calculations. I realized at that moment that in my last few years after college, I have not read anything out of work because I was so devoted in the work. And I realized that I had become more dumber than the day I left my college. So at that time, I decided something. See, many wants to be the richest person in the world. And imagine if you want to be the richest person in the world, Warren Buffett right next to you giving you investment advice. Many would want to change the world, like make products or make technologies. Imagine Steve Jobs next to you and giving advice on how to make products or how to change the world like he did. Many would want to create a revolution. Imagine Mahatma Gandhi next to you, guiding you towards that revolution. How is this possible? How can all these great personalities be next to you and mentoring you and guiding you in all these things? There are two ways, and both of these ways you will find here at IIT in your next 4 years. One is books. They are the window to the great minds. Read them daily, half an hour, 1 hour, doesn't matter. Pick anything and read it. Inculcate the habit of reading something throughout your lifetime. It will help you and you will gain knowledge. And probably you will become as great as one of those books, authors of one of those books that you are reading. The second way is mentors. See, mentors are the doors to this immense knowledge and experience. And the added advantage between the book and a mentor is a mentor knows you, what are your capabilities, knows you from in and out. A mentor can be your professor, can be your friend, can be your counselor, can be anybody. Respect them here at IIT because the bonds you will make here among your professors or among your friends will last forever and will help you lead a better and happy life forever. I have at least experienced that. I remember many a time, this happens with every young guy. Somebody falls in love, somebody has a heartbreak. There was this time when I had a similar experience. Jasbir ma'am was there to pull me out of this experience. And it helped me. There were times when, probably in my second year, I was doing a project with Arup sir here, and suddenly I stumbled upon this idea of optical computing, and it inspired me so much. I think that was the single event which inspired me to carry forward my life in the direction of innovation. So mentors give you that kind of individual experience that you won't get from books or from anybody else. Here at IIT, you have to learn to cherish those mentorship in form of friends, or I have many stories of friends which probably in the given time I won't be able to cover. My fourth experience is about the time when I was slightly lost in life. See, I'm slightly philosophical person. I like to think about life, where I'm going and all that. I was confused between love and friendship, as you will probably a few semesters down the line. I was confused between grades and real education. Same, again, you'll think about these questions. I was confused between what is right and what is easy. So I went to, I've heard about this guy who was IIT rank 2 at his time, and he gave up. He was in IIT Kanpur, did his BTech, MTech and PhD, and gave up everything right after that and went to Valormat Ashram to become a monk. So I went to this place and I was looking for him. I didn't know his name. I went to the inquiry office and asked, see, this is the description of a man. Do you know this man? He said, yeah, probably you are looking for Sarvottam Anand, and he is the HOD of Computer Science Department. I said, fine, let us meet him. So I asked him. There were so many choices in front of me. So I asked him, what do I choose? What is the choice that will lead me to a nirvana? See, nirvana can be anything for anybody. To some people, being rich is nirvana. To some people, happiness is nirvana. To some people, living a good family life is nirvana. So I asked him, what choice will lead me to nirvana? And he said, see, every monk out there chooses his own path of nirvana. And so you have to do. You have to choose your own path. And that day I decided what my path was going to be. See, the difference between IIT and any other place is that no matter what you choose, you will get help here to achieve it. Some time down the line, a few of you will decide to become an author. They will inculcate an interest in English. I'm sure you will find plenty of help on how to write a novel here at IIT. There was a friend of mine, I remember, he was a chemical engineering graduate. At the end of the program, she found interest in social work. She got the opportunity of doing her BTech project in, doing some social work out there in a village. And she is doing pretty good. She has earned a lot of fame for our institution as well. Here, especially IIT Gandhinagar gives you that kind of luxury. Our director sir here, at my time, gave us this insight that he wants the education here to be in the shape of a T. The T, the depth of the T representing your depth in one subject, and the breadth of the T representing your knowledge, slight knowledge in all of the other subjects. So, with that, see, my decisions in life have been very different from the start, and I have had to put in a lot of rigor to take the road less traveled by. But it doesn't matter now, because that has made all the difference for me. I hope you also find your path here and make your own recipe of life. Trust the system here, and it will give you all the experiences you achieve and long for. Thank you.
Inspiring speech, I'm sure. I'm sure that the students will be motivated to face the challenges that they're going to face. Now I invite our distinguished alumnus, Mr. Nisarg Shah, for presenting his perspective on the foundation program. Mr. Nisarg Shah, a technology analyst at Goldman Sachs, completed his bachelor's in electrical engineering from IIT Gandhinagar in 2014. He was also a part of the delegation that visited Israel as a part of the Technion Explore program meant for budding entrepreneurs. He has also been the overall placement coordinator at IIT Gandhinagar and also the sponsorship and finance head of our cultural festival, which is BridgeCon. I now request him to please for a few words.
Getting into an IIT is no small feat, and what you have achieved here deserves a huge round of applause. Well, I was overwhelmed when I was invited to deliver a speech at the inaugural session of the foundation program. It's an honor to share the dais with the most profound and learned people like Sri Sahu, Professor Jain, Professor Bhargav, and my fellow alumnus, Kislay. We did not get an opportunity to listen to the stories of our alumni. We were seated in an auditorium maybe 1/5 of this size. There were challenges, but the opportunities were endless. In the same auditorium, once we had an open house with Professor Jain, where he described the vision he had for the new campus. He painted this picture, which was enough to excite us all. And I'd be lying if I said I'm not jealous of you, that I cannot study in this campus? By raise of hands, and be honest here, for how many of you coming to a new IIT was not the first choice? It's okay, I've been there. From my experience, having lived the 4 years and a couple of years outside after that, I can vouch that my opinion has changed drastically. And you can pick up any alumnus of this college, and this feeling is unanimous. There is something magical about the 4 years that you will spend here. It cannot be described in words or narrated in a speech. You need to live it. And a few years later, if someone among you happens to be here, you will vouch for it. I'm here to tell you something today that I wish I would have been told when I was in your place. How to make the most of these 4 years at college. Or which grade did you score in a particular subject. But you need to reach there. What about the journey till there? Academics definitely matter. You might find people and your fellow classmates who might bunk a few classes and still score a 9 in a subject. But what's it worth if they cannot explain to a layman what an Ohm's law is? You have practically around 1400 days in college. If you learn just one new thing every day, imagine how much you could acquire in your 4 years. But do not just learn academics. Learn to prioritize. Learn to manage your expenses while you are here. Learn from your juniors, your peers, your staff. You never know, sometimes they might come back to recruit you. IIT Gandhinagar offers some fantastic optional courses in languages like French, economics. Learn why the dollar is rising. Learn a new language. You are fortunate to be at an institute which goes all out in offering the most diverse courses, and make the most of it. But do not just spend time learning. Grow your soft skills, grow your personality by taking up some responsibilities. You must be used to being served on a platter in all this while. While you are here, make the most of these 4 years to take up responsibilities and deliver them to your best. College is not just about enrolling in courses and excelling at them. Be a part of the placement team. Take up responsibilities like organizing technical and cultural festivals. Start a music band. Captain the football team and get the gold at Inter-IIT. You have an advantage that very few have. As students, no one will judge you for failing. Even in your low bits, when your life is most complex, your friends and family will consider you as a student who tried. In my days at college, I led the placement team that coordinates all the internships and placements for our students. I also led the team that organizes the cultural festival. Well, I also contested for the post of academic secretary, which I lost. But what matters is what I learned out of it. I learned the art of negotiating while trying to convince companies to visit campus. I learned the art of selling while trying to raise funds for our festivals. And I learned that if you want to win an election, you need to get out of the comfort of your room and campaign. Again, in our discussion with Professor Jain, we asked him why he supports the student-led initiative so religiously. And what he explained has been engraved in our heads. He mentioned that we do not treat you as students. We treat you as responsible adults. And how do we train you to be responsible? By giving you such opportunities and supporting you. After 4 years, if you make a list of all your achievements, trust me, these are the things that will be on the top of your list. While you are learning and taking up responsibilities, make a point to find your passion. And once you figure it out, pursue it religiously. There is a joke going rounds. Use your engineering to figure out what you really want to do. Well, there is some truth in that humor. Look up at our alumnus and you'll find people pursuing professions totally unrelated to their undergraduates. IIT Gandhinagar has produced some fantastic designers, writers, social workers, entrepreneurs, and computer scientists. The one thing that was common in all of them was they hustled. Hustled along with their academics to pursue their passions and do what they really wanted to do. Back in college, I took up optional courses in computer science and business management with some projects in entrepreneurship as it made me curious. I would spend weekends learning to develop mobile applications, and today I have apps that are being used by people globally. Some of my classmates spent considerable time honing their skills like photography or design. And if you walk around the campus, you will find their pieces of art hung across the walls. Some spend their spare time pursuing research, and they have published tremendous good material in most reputed journals and publications. If you have to take back one thing from my talk today, let this be. At the end of the day, what would really differentiate you from the rest and make you stand out of the crowd is what you do in your spare time and how well can you sell the learning out of it. Because what will really matter is what you did when you did not have to do it. That brings me to an important piece of advice which is generally overlooked. As students, there is a tendency to help fellow students with homeworks and assignments and quizzes. It is no sin to discuss the problem statements of an assignment, but when you do so, make sure you credit the source or your friend. This practice would go a long way in defining your image as a responsible adult outside. IIT Gandhinagar places very high standards on student ethics. It is not worth the extra mark to try confirming your answers in an examination or trying to plagiarize homework assignments. IIT Gandhinagar has instilled in me the value of professional ethics in such way that I wouldn't forget crediting the source I took that image from. Each one of you is an equal stakeholder in the future of this institute. You might represent this institute in years to come globally. Make sure you do not bring it any bad name. And my talk would be incomplete without highlighting the importance of friends. Make friends. Invest in friendship. Spend time nourishing and cultivating this relationship, as this is the one that will stay with you for years, 10 years to come. Friends will boost up your confidence when you're low times and be there to celebrate with you all your successes. In this home, away from home, friends are going to be your second parents. So laugh uncontrollably, make mistakes, and top it all by doing the craziest things. Put up on your speakers, dance all night, go on unplanned trips, climb up the water tank, and don't get caught. After 4 years, you wouldn't necessarily remember all the lectures you attended or all the meals you did not eat in the mess, but all that you definitely remember is the memories you made with your friends. All the pranks you pulled out, all the all-nighters you took before the test. So go out, have fun, and make memories. To conclude this speech, I'd like to highlight the recent success of Pokemon Go. How many of you have tried searching for some Pokemons around already? Oh wow. So John Hank, who is the brain behind Pokemon Go, said it took him 20 years to finally materialize his dreams. He had a vision to map the world in a game, and he took baby steps towards it. So friends, keep in mind that sometimes an overnight success will take a long time to come, and sometimes even a lifetime. But don't give up. Stay determined, because when you're finally there, all the effort will be worth it. Of course, this is my way of looking at things, and I feel it is generally applicable, but you may not. With that, best of luck for the class of 2020 for the most amazing 4 years to come. Make a name for yourself, but do not forget to have fun. Thank you.